we are going to talk about Redbubble's new tier, including how you can possibly become a tier premium or a tier pro. We're also going to talk about, do you even want to stay on Redbubble? Is it worth it? During this episode, I am going to go through the email that came out to Redbubble artists, and I'm going to share my ad hoc thoughts, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to go over some of the tips Redbubble gives to how you can move up a tier, talk about why you're classified the way you're classified. Is Redbubble's new system better or worse than Society 6's? So I have to say, when I started filming the episode, I was a bit more negative, and by the end, I got a little encouraged as I delved deeper and deeper into how the system functions, but I am still skeptical, and like my recent episode on Society 6 and sharing my thoughts on their new system, it makes me a little unsure whether I want to engage even less with Redbubble or perhaps start engaging with it again. So definitely stay tuned towards near the end, because that's where I talk about how you might be able to move up in tiers. A2 Redbubble. So for those of you who do any sort of print on demand, you probably know about two of the major players, Society 6 and Redbubble. A couple of weeks ago, Society 6 sent out an email previewing the fact that there are going to be subscription plans in place. And I did a video about that and talking about whether we really want to continue, well, at least whether I want to really continue being an artist on Society 6. Well, today, folks, we got a similar email, albeit a bit different, from Redbubble. And a lot of the Facebook sites I'm on, even ones dealing mostly with Spoonflower, can't help but address this email. People are screaming, this is the end of print on demand as we know it. And one of the major reasons for this is AI, artificial intelligence. People are able to make thousands of designs and put them up, and these print-on-demand sites no longer want or need as many designs as possible on their sites. So what does this email say? Redbubble is introducing a new tier structure for artist accounts and an account fee for some accounts. We understand that this is a big change for the artist community, so we want to be transparent and clear about what's happening. Notice they don't say why it's happening, but they do want to tell you what's happening. And for this, I'll say, give them a little more props, because Society 6 still hasn't been that transparent about what's coming down the pipeline. But Redbubble gives us a lot of details. So Redbubble tells us the new account tiers are intended to encourage actions that are positive for the marketplace and recognize and reward artists who invest time creating and promoting unique products. Okay, so they don't want just products that look the same as everything else and that anyone can upload. From today, so this isn't a forewarning for the future, this is starting now. Your account will be classified either as Redbubble Standard, Redbubble Premium, or Redbubble Pro. You can find your account classification on a new account tiers and fees page on your artist dashboard. So then there is the red button and you can go view your account tier. So for most of us, the account tier is going to be standard. So unless you've been on Redbubble a long time and be putting a ton of effort into it, you're probably just gonna have a standard account. And that's for sure what I have. I have not been doing much uploading at all on Redbubble in a good many months, and I only got started about a year and a half ago, so I am certainly not pro, etc. Redbubble's only one piece of my artist puzzle, and it's not something I've spent a ton of time on, except for maybe a few short months. So what is the account fee? Redbubble accounts are subject to an account fee. This is going to be a flat fee based on monthly earnings and only applies when an artist makes a sale. If no sales are made during a payment period, no fee is charged, so no artist is ever out of pocket. Now, I do appreciate this about Redbubble's system, that there isn't going to be a definite barrier to entry. You can still be on Redbubble and you don't have to delete your years and years of hard work if you do not want to pay a monthly fee. But what is going to happen is you're going to make a lot less money. So like I was talking about with the Society 6 changes, whereas you might have made 50 cents for that sticker before, now maybe you'll make a whopping 25 cents. So once again, we're really going to have to think about whether we want to spend our efforts on print-on-demand sites, especially ones like Redbubble. I have to say, in the past couple of weeks, I've started thinking more and more about the barrier to entry maybe being a good thing, which was one thing I mentioned, as in, if everyone has to pay a subscription fee, then perhaps people that are just doing this for a get-rich-quick scheme would just simply opt out and not join the platform. And now I'm thinking, I think it's a good thing that Redbubble's staying for free, but the reality is you're going to make so much less money, and there is still going to be people just basically spamming the platform with things that potentially infringe on copyright or use artificial intelligence and basically steal your artwork, but have it modified through a computer and then put it up as their own. So I'm not sure that this is a great move, but be that as it may, it's not up to me. So if you're curious about the specifics of the fee, I'm just going to take a look for us now. And they have a fee table. And basically, if you make $1.99 that month, there is a zero fee. So if you only make $1.99 in the month, I guess you get to keep the whole thing. But starting from there, if you make $2, they're going to charge a $1 flat fee. If you make $3, it's $1.45. And it goes all the way up. If you make $500 or more, the monthly fee is $92. And as I said, you know, for me, this is kind of, I think, a little bit disturbing for a number of reasons. They could just cut the margin and be more transparent and be more honest. When they're saying you're making $2, but we're taking $1, you're really only making $1. So I don't know what this is about. They're just finding a way to give you less money and make it seem like it's somehow fair by calling it kind of a platform fee. So back to the email, it kind of goes through the same things that you read if you click on that red highlighted link. This is all going to begin with monthly earnings in the period that start with orders shipped from May 1st, 2023 onwards. But then they say, as recognition for positive engagement and investment in the Redbubble marketplace, premium and pro accounts are exempt from the fee. So you probably want to know how you get a premium or pro account. So that is also linked in Redbubble's blog, and I'm just going to kind of read it for you. Sorry all the reading this episode, but it's, you know, I wanted to get at this out quickly, so I have an attempt to memorize it all to let you know about it. But basically, on May 1st, Redbubble is going to introduce the new structure. The accounts are going to be classified, and classification is going to be based on objective criteria, including account activity, such success as a seller, and whether you follow the community and content guidelines. Now, this is positive. Maybe if people are doing a bunch of copyright infringement or just spamming with AI-generated materials, maybe you will be bumped down. The tiers are intended to encourage positive engagement with the marketplace and recognize and reward artists who invest time creating and promoting unique products. Basically, the standard tier, you're just going to get your regular shop front. Your global audience is seeing full control of your pricing. You set the margins, but then they take a fee away from them. So you have to factor that in. What you're not getting if you're not premium or pro, you're not going to get their email newsletter. You're not going to get advance notice of sale dates. You're not going to be able to create fan art if you were doing that, or advance notice of product launches, no dedicated account manager. And then basically as you go up to premium and pro, you don't have to pay the fee, and then you get these things. You get the email, the advance notice, increased support for content and IP related issues. So maybe if you're at the pro level and people do start stealing your work, Redbubble is going to help you out with it. So they also discuss when you get assigned these tiers. Now, if you already have an account, it's already there. If not, you get a tier at sign up, and probably at sign up, you'd automatically get standard. But then post sign up, it says there's going to be a holistic view of accounts that starts to form as you increase engagement with the marketplace. Account activity like uploading new designs, adding social link, and reaching a sales threshold can prompt a re-review. Signals generated from your account activity are used to continually and automatically evaluate accounts. These re-reviews may result in 3 outcomes. Your tier changes, your tier remains the same, or in rare cases, the account may be suspended due to a breach of our community and content guidelines. Once you have moved from standard to premium or pro, reclassification to standard is unlikely, which is good to know. So you don't have to do all this work, basically spam your social media, get everyone linking there. You get up to premium and then you have a dip because life moves on and you get bumped back down. So at least, once you move up the ranks, you'll probably stay there. And they just have some further notes in their blog saying you can't personally request a change in your tier. So it's something that happens automatically. You can't go ask customer service about it. They do give some tips, however, specifically for how you can move up the tiers. So if you want to move up to Premium Pro, here is some tips that they give. You want to create based on trends or themes your customers are searching for. 2, you increase the commercial success of your designs, i.e. sell more. 3, direct high quality traffic to your Redbubble site. So I guess that means, don't pay for a bunch of bots to go, but people are actually going and shopping and probably purchasing. 4, uploading designs that showcase your unique creative skills. So this is where they probably want to see original art, and it's possible that they want to see you having a consistent artistic style, although that's not entirely clear. 5, uploading your best work with attention to image resolution and product formatting. So, sometimes if you just plop your things up there and you don't go through and position on each product, and some of the products, things are going to be cut off and aren't going to look great. And then lastly, make sure you complete your bio and add links to your social profile. So they want it well-rounded and completed. So I think for me, after diving a little deeper into the information that Redbubble has provided this week, it makes me feel perhaps optimistic. Perhaps it's a way for genuine artists to stand out from the crowd. Maybe they're going to do a better job promoting and encouraging quote unquote real artists, and maybe getting rid of some of the spammers and discouraging them. But like I said with Society 6 in my episode, you're going to be spending a lot of time. Luckily, Redbubble's platform is much easier to use. It is much easier to post your designs, modify them on the product, and whip up some tags. It's not nearly as slow as Society 6. We know that you're not going to be charged anything if you don't make anything. So for those of you that still have your accounts up, at least you're not sitting there wondering if you have to delete them. And for those of you that do have time and want to spend it and really engage with Redbubble, there are incentives to move up the tiers. And luckily, this is not the sort of situation where you pay more to go up in a tier. In fact, when you go up in a tier, you pay less and you get more. So that's good. At least they're not taking advantage of artists in that way. And maybe Society6 will follow suit. Maybe their subscriptions will include free ones, or maybe they'll scrap their idea after they see how Redbubble's handling it. But I do like the idea that here, the more you engage, the more you make, and they are not actually going to charge you a subscription fee. And then if you don't sell anything, you're just out of more money out of pocket. So, that's about it. There is more information in the email. I don't think any of you want me to read every single line of it. Basically, there's going to be a user agreement update. If you stay on the platform, you're agreeing to the terms and conditions, like always. So that's no big surprise. There's also a little link where you can give feedback. So if you're feeling like Redbubble, you can go tell them that, or maybe you're really happy with it. Maybe you want to tell them, please, please, please crack down on AI. There is somewhere where you can express your opinions. So that's it for Redbubble. As for me, I am hopping off to another city for an opening of, it's a group exhibition, but I have a piece in it. On Saturday morning, I will be dropping off 5 of my pieces for the museum shop. So that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna make a weekend out of it, see some friends, drag my daughter along. And then hopefully when I get back, I will be diving back a little more into making art. You might see I have a change of background. I have recently moved. I will maybe talk more about that in another episode. But for now, thanks for watching. As always, if you found some value in it, please consider subscribing, hit the like button. If you have specific questions about Redbubble or other platforms, let me know. I know I had a user recently ask about marketing art, and I do plan to get to that episode down the road. I just want to make sure I can dedicate some time and make sure to, make it a useful, valuable episode for you. Anyway, that's all for now. Until next time, keep creating.